I've had a few questions lately about how Brute's been doing because he hasn't been showing up in my videos. Uh, Early on, my earlier videos, he was always interested in what I was doing, and I'd just film and he would be right there. But now he spends most of his time just sleeping in his bed in the cabin, and then I leave the door open so he can just come and go as he feels like it. So, for any new subscribers who don't know, my dog was diagnosed with cancer in May of last year, and the vet had guesstimated he had about a year left to live. And now this is April, so the date's coming pretty close. It was because of the location of the tumor, it was inoperable. So she instead just decided that the best thing to do was to just give him medication for the pain and just let him live out the remainder of his life. And he's getting pretty close to his life expectancy, so he did get to live a pretty good long life. He hasn't shown up in my videos lately because he just hasn't been interested in what I'm doing. And even when he does come out, say to go potty and then sniffs around and drinks from his water bowl and goes back inside, he needs a rest already. So he doesn't seem like he's like in pain, suffering. He's doing pretty good as far as that goes. He's got a good attitude and everything. He's just extremely weak. Doesn't have a lot of energy. And I don't feel like for my videos I want to go out of my way to go follow him around with a camera. You know what I mean? Like when he's not looking so good and doesn't feel his best, I feel like following him around with a camera is just kind of a little bit disrespectful. And I want to just leave him with as much dignity as I can. So I did get a video this morning though of him that I'll post at the end of this. And after having his breakfast, he usually gets a little bit frisky and likes to roll around out in the dirt. So that's one of his times when he feels really good. And he's still got a strong appetite. You're going to see in the video that he's still a well-fed pupper. Surprises me. He might be the only cancer patient I've ever seen that actually put on weight. But the way I feel about it is what? Should I be worried about him getting fat affecting his health at this point? Really? Yeah, I'm just glad he does have a strong appetite. And at night, he likes playing the little game where he wants to go out 100 times. And I think it's just because he just wants to get extra treats. But that's fine to me if that's what he wants to do. You know, he goes out and barks at the critters he can smell in the woods and then sniffs around and gets to come in and get a treat. If that's what he wants to do, I'm fine with that. I'm just sitting in there reading a book anyway, so might as well entertain him. And he still really enjoys going for rides. He's got a little dog bed that sits in between the front seats of the van that he loves laying there. So if it's been a few days and we haven't been out, I'll pack him up and we'll go take a drive in the town to the park. He can't go on any of the big hiking trails. He's just not up for that. But we stop at the park and he can get out and sniff around. He enjoys that. So I make sure anytime we go into town, he gets to go out and do that. And man, I'm really preparing myself emotionally because I know at some point that day is going to come. And me and him have been inseparable for so many years now that when I do lose him, it's just going to tear my heart out. But for the time being, as long as I see that he's still getting some enjoyment out of life, I'm just going to continue spending every moment that I can with him. And I hope that all of you are spending as much time with your loved ones as possible as well. Nothing about tomorrow is ever guaranteed.